Coming up, Nancy Spielberg talks about her film Above and Beyond and her next documentary on one of the hidden chapters of the Holocaust. Welcome back. CBN News' Heather Sells talked with a filmmaker who told the story about Jewish heroes who stood in the gap when the tiny nation of Israel fought for its very life nearly 70 years ago.
What inspired you to tell this particular story?
You know, the story fell into my laps, literally. I was not looking to do this. And when I read an obituary about a man who was titled Father of the Israeli Air Force, and then it was credited to an American, and it described how he smuggled planes out of the U.S., recruited his buddies, the FBI was chasing him. You know, I thought, wow, this is a huge story. And why? Like, why did these guys go? They were veterans from World War II. So they survived their tour of duty for our country. What would possess them to then pick up and go fight in another country's war? And that really set me on the course of finding out more about them. Al Schwimmer was the lead man. He was the obituary I had read. And I just really discovered a story that was not known. And it was such a wonderful example of people that go to above and beyond, to help a brother in need.
Right.
And
they really, and it sounds like they really made a difference. What do you think it was that possessed them to go?
There were several factors. Many of them felt that it was really part of their duty, as if they were still in World War II. They helped liberate the camps. And then there were survivors from the Holocaust that were coming into Israel. You know, it was the new homeland. It was the old homeland reestablished for the Jewish people. And these guys thought that these survivors were walking into another potential genocide because Israel was totally under-equipped and was attacked by all the surrounding armies that were actually well-equipped. So part of it was their duty. Part of it was, you know, looking for a little action. They're pilots. They're a little, you know, like they like to live a little dangerously. And it wasn't enough to go sell shoes or insurance. You know, it was hard to come back as celebrated heroes from World War II and then be ordinary Joes.
And they picked a cause that sounds like they really made a difference here. What kind of impact are you seeing this documentary having on those who see it?
Tremendous impact. I'm actually a little overwhelmed. I mean, overwhelmed emotionally. We're in over 100 film festivals, and I've gotten more hugs from more strangers. And really, I feel like it's a tribute to all those that serve our nation and help protect the skies or a country. So I just feel like everybody feels there's a sense of it's a high, you know, it's a wonderful feel good. It's a feel good about Israel. Israel is bashed left and right unfairly. So I think it's also a fresh look at Israel and overwhelming. It's just overwhelming.
That sounds great. How can our viewers watch Above and Beyond?
Well, luckily now it is on iTunes and Amazon for download, and it's also on Time Warner and Comcast and On Demand, DirecTV. DVDs will only be available in October and Netflix in August. So it is out there. You can download. Vudu is another site. So search for it. It's worth it.
All right. Sounds good, Nancy. And I know you are working on another project about the Jews who were killed in the Warsaw Ghetto in World War II. Tell us a little bit about that.
Roberta Grossman, the director of Above and Beyond, had bought the book rights to Who Will Write Our History. And it's the story of secret buried archives. The Jews that lived in the Warsaw Ghetto saw the writing on the wall. They saw that they probably would not survive. And their form of resistance was amassing documents and essays, every aspect of life in the Warsaw Ghetto. And they buried it in milk cans, just really when the Germans were pounding on the door. And they were writing their last will and testaments. And after the war, 3 people survived from this archive group and started to dig. And it's as if they unearthed 50 Anne Frank diaries, because each thing, some of it is terrible, tragic, and horrible and dark, and some of it is life, and there's always something good in there, whether it's a song or a poem or a children's essay. So we are taking that story and we're telling it. Actually, Joan Allen is one of our she's the main narrator, and she's an incredible voice and incredible actor.
That sounds terrific. Fascinating to see people in hard times making the right choices. Nancy Spielberg, thanks so much for joining us.
Right. Thank you so much, Evan.